Welcome back, everybody. You're watching Arc Maine right here on Fox 23. They may have a pleasant-sounding name, but there's concern about the spread of spotted lanternflies. While the species hasn't been found here in Maine, the insect, which was first discovered in the U.S. in 2014, well, it's causing issues across the country because they feed on a wide range of host plants, including fruit trees.
But a group of dogs in our state have been on a mission to help. Here to tell us more is author and dog trainer Melissa McCue-McGrath. Thank you so much for being here on Arc Maine this morning.
Thanks for the invitation.
And this is Captain Love.
Yes.
So tell us about how these dogs got involved, how you got involved, and your mission.
Sure. So there was a multi-university study using Texas Tech and Virginia Tech. They collaborated on this idea of, can we teach pet dogs to find invasive species? So then they were asking dog trainers around the country who work with pet dogs. I have never done competition scent work. I have never done working dog scent work. But we were tapped to participate in this study because of my work teaching pet dogs how to find odor on a Q-tip.
Wow.
So what is a lanternfly, just so people know what the heck they are?
Yeah, it looks like a butterfly or a moth. It's a gorgeous, murdery bug. But it is in, I believe, 18 states now. It has been found. Oh, he saw the egg mass. I actually brought a packet. This is what the dogs were trained on. And those are the eggs actually inside.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is what the dogs were trained to find. So they killed the eggs, put them in these satchels, and sent them to trainers like me across the country. And then we trained dogs to find them. So if he can't find it, oh, he's just staring at it.
But you can smell it, right? Is that
Yeah.
okay?
They can smell 40 feet under your feet. So 4 basketball nets straight into the earth. If he was on the 5th floor apartment, he would know what deodorant or not the guy on the 1st floor was wearing.
Right.
Yeah.
So why is it so important to tackle these lanternflies from what you've learned throughout this?
Yeah. So if these things were to hatch, these ones won't, they're killed. But if these things were to come into our state and hatch, they have been known to kill over 70 kinds of plants.
Wow.
And crops, including apple trees, which would decimate our apple industry, which we're just coming out of apple season, maple trees, vineyards, hops, which would make me very sad.
Same.
And another 70 fruit trees are the worst of it. But yeah, they can lay on anything. And when they lay their eggs, they use their piercing, sucking mouth parts, which is something I never want to hear again, to feed on these trees, and they leave behind honeydew. And it's that sweet honeydew that actually attracts black sooty mold, and it's that mold that will decimate the crops. So it'll look like scorched earth without the fire. We don't want that here. The sad thing is, though, that they are indiscriminate layers. So they will lay on cars and then cover it with this like honeydew stuff. And when it hardens, it looks like mud spatter. So cars coming from like Illinois, Boston, it's in Massachusetts now, Connecticut, all of these places where the invasion is currently, they can lay on that, and then it comes over the bridge from New Hampshire, and now it's here.
Yeah, speaking of that, lanternflies have been spotted in New Hampshire, but not Maine yet. We're going to show a map right here from Cornell with the red showing infestation. It's just not a matter of not if, but when it's going to arrive in Maine, right?
Yeah, it was predicted to be here by 2026, and I would not be surprised if it was here sooner with all of those cars coming into vacation land.
Tell us about the training that's involved, and are you hoping to get more people, kind of recruit more animals?
Yeah, so, well, this was part of a proof of concept study. So I actually did not go to Virginia Tech or Texas Tech. They just tapped us in to do the fun part, which was working with the dogs. And we trained these 6 dogs at the Animal Welfare Society in Kennebunk, where I'm a trainer and a behavior consultant. I have a bunch of these packets left, so I've been training all the dogs in my scent work classes to find them. So now we've got about 15 dogs that are able to detect this in white boxes like this. So when we do scent work for fun, this is what they're trained on, or to find an odor in white boxes. We'll put a bunch out, and they have to tell us which box it's in. So when we did this for the study, we, instead of having blank white boxes and the odor in one of them, we would have grass in one, wood chips in another, this in one, this without the eggs, so just the metal mesh, so we could tell if the dogs were hitting on the metal or the eggs. They were hitting on the eggs. And then when they find the thing that they're looking for, they alert. Some dogs do what's called a passive alert, and that's a very pleasant sit, whatever. He will attack the boxes like Godzilla. So he has what's called an active alert. That would disqualify him for what I think is a reasonable expectation from bomb detection work.
Right.
But he goes around the country and he likes to teach kids how dogs find odors and things in boxes, and it's just more fun to watch a dog attack the box.
Totally.
So it's kind of like training canines, right?
Yeah.
For bomb sniffing and drug sniffing and stuff like that.
It's the exact same technique for cadaveric work, for drug detection, and as I always tell my students, they won't let me have dead bodies or cocaine anymore, so instead we find these.
And where can people learn more about your work?
Sure. They can find me at the Animal Welfare Society in Kennebunk. They can follow me on Instagram. My name is really long, but it's all like right there. And if they just search for Captain Love, I hope they find the dog and not some weird places of the internet.
Yeah. Captain Love the dog.
Yeah.
Yes.
There we go.
Captain Love's so good, just like,
I
oh, look
know,
at
so
wagging the
sweet.
tail too. Captain
Thanks
Love.
for sharing more about this fascinating project.
You're
Really
welcome.
interesting. And you know, we hope that it doesn't end up in Maine. But
Yeah, and I mean, we're helping them find insects. I mean, what else are we going to be able to
Oh,
find? We'll have
yeah.
to fit down in the future,
Yeah.
right?
So the green-headed ash-boring beetle is
Yes.
here, and so we are trying to connect with state agencies to see if maybe we could get some of their eggs and start putting these dogs on that too. And the answer is yes, they can find these with up to 95% accuracy.
Wow.
So we can absolutely deploy these dogs for invasives that are here.
Yeah.
The one we can't do is the brown-tailed moth, because those hairs cause rashes and we don't want the dog sniffing and getting hurt.
Yeah.
So this won't work for every invasive, but for many it can.
all right, more to come. Thank you so much again.